Then what you here for? Is your car in your name? Can I come to your place? Or is it where your girls stay? Ain't with them games. I'm off that little boy shit. I'm off that.
What's up, you? What's up, you guys? It's your girl Shermeka Tannea back with another sweet video. So today we are going to be doing a reaction video to Carmen Picture official documentary episode 1. It's 24 minutes long and we're going to get into the video, but first, like, comment, subscribe, hit that thumbs up and that notification bell, and just tell me what other videos you want to see. Lately I've been doing reaction videos and I've been kind of leaning towards that, but if you want to see other videos, just let me know. And yeah, but first, hit that link in the description, go to Beautiful Souls and get you a buy one get one free shirt. It's Valentine's Day, but still, you can still get your Valentine's something to this whole entire month, because it is filled with love, joy, peace, and happiness. So yeah, we're gonna get into the video.
Hello, my name is Carmen PRITCHETT. I'm 22 years old, and a lot of y'all may know me from Carmen and Chorus. Carmen.
And we coming to y'all with our new intro video on our page. You know, let the fans know about us, what all we'll be doing on our channel.
But I'm gonna start off with everything really started to the point of why I'm here now.
She is so gorgeous.
I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Well, I was there majority of my childhood. I came to Alabama when I was 10 years old. Okay, so we in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama right now. And this is basically where I grew up since I was 10 years old. I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, and I had my jobs and everything before YouTube. 5 years old, my mama left me for 5 years. And when I say left me, it's not that she was being a bad mom, she just left me. She left me to go, you know, find like a better life for us, a better life for me, than knowing that I was the only daughter. So, you know, during the 5 years of her missing in my life, I really wasn't aware of the things that a mother could possibly do for a daughter, you know. My mama's here, guys, and this high school brings me so many memories because I really had a lot of friends, and I was really cool with a lot of teachers. This is where I really became of me really just building friendships with a lot of people. So it's like I had a bond, but my mama broke all my bonds, y'all. I'm gonna show it to y'all. This is called George Washington Carver High School. This is where Carmen came from 9 freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, y'all. Okay, guys, so here's my high school, and like I said, this is George Washington Carver High School, and I was here from 9, 10, and 11th grade year, y'all. I used to wait on my mom to come pick me up, like right there. I used to sit with my girlfriends just chilling, and one time, this is what made my mom mad. One time I was sitting there, and one of a random guy, well, not a random guy, but he was my friend, he had his arm around me, and that's what made my mom want to transfer me to another school. But in this high school, y'all, I learned so much. Because of this high school is why I wanted to do Air Force, because I was doing their ROTC, I was competing with other school, I was, you know, doing all of that. I was doing that in this high school, and I learned so much. And I felt like by the time I got to this high school, it's when my English started getting better also. Because, you know, I always had a translator with me all the time. But when I came here, it was like, Carmen, you on your own. All my freshman year, I did so amazing, y'all. I was a good student. I never really had F or D's or C. I stayed on like A's and B's majority of the time. But I feel like the only reason my mom didn't really like me in this school is because, especially like juniors, will just leave that school because it's so easy for you to just walk out, literally. Like from the front office, you can't walk away. But if you go to that door right there, it's coming from the gym. So from that gym, everybody's easy to just walk in the parking lot, and everybody just walk to the McDonald's that we just passed by. So my mom, I don't know what happened, but somebody told my mom that they saw me walking to McDonald's during class time, which was a totally lie.
Well, they snitching on you, Carmen. They snitching.
Never left school to walk like that. I never did, guys. But I used to just be right there. My mom embarrassed me in this school multiple times, and I want to make sure she tells y'all that, because she will park here and scream at me to come on in Spanish. Everybody looking at me like, Carmen, you in trouble, you in trouble. But it was more like she wasn't really cursing at me, but it's just the way she just pulled up and like, get your over here, basically. So. And then when I was in RTC, I used to put a flag up here every morning, and I would get out of school at 2:45, and I would come and take the flag down.
Hello, how you doing? All right. I saw somebody's video telling like what we got going on out here.
You know I have history in this school.
Got you. She left us and went to the park crossing or whatever.
I didn't know. I didn't leave. My mom took me. My mom took me away.
She should not have taken you away. She took me
away, and I was so mad. I was hurt. I cried.
We got you. We missed you. Put some
know.
clothes on before you catch cold. All right, we good. All right. Yeah,
Thank
all right.
you. So that's Principal Hall. And he like, he was like this with me. I was like his little daughter. I'm gonna take y'all here, and this is it's called Petri Warehouse. This is more like where people like put everything in boxes like cigarettes, chips, juices, candy, and they put in the trucks, and they just, they deliver that. I started working here soon as I graduated high school, which was at 17 years old. I started working here, and that was because my mom knew a friend, and they kind of, got me in like quick. Okay, so this is where I was working, and the only thing I did not like about this job, I feel like this job was very for guys type, because I would clock in at 12 evening, and I just never knew what time I would get out. I literally would get off like at 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and then I'll have to come right back at 12. So this right here, like, we used to come and see outside for lunch, which on lunch days, y'all, it was very like limited. Like they would just give you 15 minutes to just break, and then you have to go right back in. When you go inside, they don't have no fans, there's no heat, so when it's cold, you have to really come like with a whole bunch of jackets, hat on, thick fans, everything, because your hands will get freeze in there, y'all. So during the time of me working here is when I met Corey. So when I met Corey, he used to like come right here, park outside, and just wait on me. That's crazy. That's the sign of the break is over, actually, y'all. Wow, remember that. During that time, I guess, me growing old, me changing into...
Can we just appreciate how far she came and just the overall her, like...
a girl, teenager, or whatever. I had a close relationship with my dad. I definitely did, because he was the only one in my life during that time with my grandma. And my grandma, she was a little bit old, so it wasn't so much she could possibly do for me. But during that time, I was going to school. I was in school, getting my education and everything. That's something that never missed in my life was education. I always had it. So, during that time of me just being with my dad, I remember it was just finna be my birthday. It was finna be like 5 days before my birthday, which I was gonna turn 9. So before I turned 9, it was a thing where my dad didn't stay with us. My dad didn't really spend time with us. But I always look at things like things happen for a reason. So now I'm gonna take you to the house of basically where I really, really grew up at, because this house have a lot of memory, and I'm kind of sad that my mom, they had to move, but I know for a fact that I'll always remember these houses, y'all, like, always. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna take you there, and y'all gonna see it for yourself. Let's go.
Don't do that.
I'll be on YouTube.
Yes, I do.
How y'all recognize me?
I see your face.
My
The
face.
first time I see, I said, that's Carmen.
Oh,
Face.
damn. Okay, then I came back. I'm just doing like a B-roll of basically where I come from.
I said, Carmen might be lost. Where's she going?
When some situations happen, that's the question that we always ask. Why? And we just never really get the answer. So the time me being with my dad, it was more of like, this is my superhero. This is my mom, this is my dad here. Like, he was the one taking care of me, taking me to school, make sure I had food on my plate, doing all of that. And I was only his daughter. So 5 days before I turned 9, you know, I didn't hear from my mom during that time. She usually calls like twice a week, but it went a week by without her calling me. So I was just wondering like, what happened? Maybe she just got busy, you know. So it was this night where I guess my dad was drunk or some way got drunk, and he decided to spend the night at my grandma's house, which that's where I was staying. And I remember he asked me if I could just lay next to him and sleep with him. It was more like, okay, yes, you know, I get to have like a little love. That's what my mind said. But as the night was going by, it seems like things just got a little bit weird, and I just couldn't understand like what was happening at the moment. So it just happened so fast, you know. It happened so fast that it will always be a thought in my head. It will always be the feeling in me. It will always be the memory in me. You know, like I will never understand how can a father do something like that to his daughter. So that time of him being drunk, you know, he took advantage of me. So it was more of like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if I was allowed to scream. I didn't know if I was allowed to run to my grandma and say anything. I didn't know. I was just speechless. I was just like, okay, what's next? You know, I didn't have my mom. I couldn't reach to my mom. So that night, after he did what he did, you know, we still stayed there. But the next morning, when we woke up, well, I woke up and I realized he was gone. And when I woke up, it was like, you know, blood in the bed, where I just felt like, okay, this is not right.
That is so, like, sad. I don't know. Now I understand, like, why she is the way she is and why she is doing what she's doing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like I haven't been here, which I usually come here a lot. So basically, this house, my stepdaddy, because you know he's from Mexico. So let me tell you real quick. My mom is Honduran, my dad is Puerto Rican. So I'm mixed, but I always said I'm Puerto Rican because when I say I'm Honduran, a lot of people is like, where is that or where you really from? So I just say I'm Puerto Rican, which my daddy is. But my stepdaddy is the one that really build the houses and like do a lot of construction things. So anything that we need in a house, he would definitely get it done. So we used to live here for, I would say, wow, maybe 7 years we lived here. And guys, the crazy part that in this house, I'm gonna take you this way. Come right here, and I'm gonna show you exactly like what really happened in this house, because I will never forget this house. My parents don't live here anymore. They just moved to a house temporarily because my daddy is building a house from the ground. So they're just staying there until he's done with the house. But this house caught on fire. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Christmas day, because you know Christmas for us is the 24th of December. So this house caught on fire, guys, and I don't know how everything happened, but everything just happened so fast that all I remember is my mom kept like calling me, and when I opened my door, it's like all the smoke came in, and it was just like nowhere for me to get out. So I felt like I started getting weak because I was breathing like all the smoke. So like my daddy was able to get out, my brother got out on his own, but my mom took me out of that window right there. My mom took me out of that window. She broke that window, and when she broke that window, like she dragged me, and that's why I have my marks right here, which this is where I had stitches at right here, and I have another one on my knees right here, which that's where it came from when the house caught on fire. And I remember when the ambulance and everything came, it was like right there, and I was so weak because I felt like, damn, I really like had all the smoke in me. So After the house got burned down, we went and lived in an apartment that my boss, well, my daddy's boss, gave him temporarily until we get a house again. But my daddy decided, because my stepdad is such a hard worker, he decided that he was going to rebuild the whole house again. This house used to be like a nude color. After it got burned, then that's when he decided to do this blue with white. But this house was like rebuilt all over again.
I just want to say that I appreciate her for sharing her story, and I just really appreciate how she's she is very she's telling us her story, and it's making us feel like, making us understand and see her story. And she's been through a lot.
It got burned, because when it got burned, everything was just destroyed inside. I wish I had pictures of that, but I'm gonna ask my mom if there's anything that is left from that. But yeah, so this is where me, my brother, my mom, and my stepdad really grew up at. And from here, I used to go to Carver, and I used to go to that job that I just took out. Everything's really just here, really close. This is where I grew up at. This is where I had CJ. This is where I came when I was 7 months. This is exactly when I came, and I spent my last 2 months here with my mom and my daddy, because during that time, my brother already moved out with his wife. So, CJ remember this house, y'all, because every time we'll pull up, right in the corner, CJ would just look, because he remember this house. So, CJ already got memories in here. This way my baby basically was born. My mom and my dad never had a good relationship. It was never like a husband and wife relationship. It was never that. It was always my mom just on her own, taking care of me and my brother, which is the oldest.
Alright, well, for my mom, I know it has been hard for her to raise us, because basically she has been by herself all of the time, And first she had me at a very young age. She was 13 years old, so you can imagine how bad it was. And when she had me, she didn't have nobody. As soon as she walked out of the hospital, she had me in her arms, and she didn't know where to go, what to do, And despite that she was in so many medications not to get pregnant again, somehow she ended up getting pregnant again 3 years later by CARMEN. And she wasn't ready for that as well, so you can also kind of feel what she was going through. So, me and CARMEN, we've been going through so much. She knows the struggle, I know the struggle. So where we are today is definitely a blessing for us, especially to know that my mom isn't going through all of that stuff that she used to. My mom brought me here first because she left me with some of her friends. I was bad. I had a bad conduct, so I would jump from family to family to family, so I was never stable in one place. So she left CARMEN with a very close friend of her that she was a principal in a school. But CARMEN has always been nice or sweet or whatever you want to call it. So she never had any problems. So that's the reason why she brought me first. And then later, she decided to go get CARMEN, and she started raising us here. She didn't have any money. We basically was living in a room, and I don't know how she did it, but she always had us a roof where to be at.
So I wasn't able to go out.
So as you can see, I don't know, I just feel like this documentary is very powerful, speaks volume in words. Her mother is a very strong woman, and I give props to her mom. She is very strong, independent, and she found a way to raise her children.
like in because the security said they're all on camera. I would say the biggest jabs that I have, I used to get paid, I would say by roughly 700, 800, 900, sometimes 1,000 if everything was like good. But that was if I would come on weekends, because I used to work from Monday through Friday, but overtime it would be Saturdays and Sunday, and I used to do that multiple times. This is where me and Corey used to work together, because I got him a job there, who was clacking in and clacking out, and Corey never did overtime. Yeah, Corey's so lazy. He never did overtime. And we used to wear these shoes out that were super, super heavy. Like, it had like metal, like it was bad. Because I used to go home and cry to the fact that like my feet used to hurt, my back used to hurt. But the good thing about it, like almost at the end of like by me leaving this job, they named me the team leader, which means, because you know I speak both language, Spanish and English, so they named me a team leader, and I was like the right hand of the supervisor. So my job kind of came like a little bit light. It wasn't so much heavy, but I still feel like I was doing job.
She worked hard, then played later.
That I was supposed to do, but yeah, so this is the job that Corey made me quit, and we quit the job, and I was super happy. I guess I was satisfied with my $900 or $1,000. My mom was very, very strict. And when I said strict, it was all the way around, like with boys and girls, because some girls she would not like, knowing that like, okay, they're bad influence. See, look, they drinking at a young age. That's what you're gonna be doing. I don't want you to do that. Look, she just had a baby. You gonna have a baby. So like, when she said that was going on around me, she did not want it to happen to me. And my mom's biggest fear was always, don't get pregnant at a young age.
And I believe that's understandable, because her mom got pregnant at a young age, and she didn't want Carmen to grow up to be like her. She wanted Carmen to be better. And you did a good job raising your daughter. She's amazing and beautiful. She's strong, powerful, independent. Well, I turned 18. I wanted to sneak out of my house. And I got caught. The first time I tried, I got caught. And that's how my mom became like 10 times stricter on me. And they put screws like on all of the windows. Like literally, all of the windows had screws. Even from the smallest windows to the biggest windows in the living room had screws. And I seen my daddy doing it. Like my daddy used my stepdaddy, he used his drill to put a screw there. And I'm just like, I'm in jail basically. So I don't have nothing to do but go to my job and come right home. Basically, that's what my lifestyle was as a teenager. So it was like, my mom would tell me like, she had a vision of what type of boyfriend she would like for me. Because, you know, us Hispanic are kind of like different from everyone, and our parents are completely different. So she had a lot of Hispanic friends that had daughters, and their daughter would just get pregnant, and they like single mom. So my mom was like, if I went through that, I don't want you to go through that, because now it's like you're repeating my cycle, and that should not happen. Because she wanted her to break generational curses. Here to have a better life than what I had, you know. So my mom never put me in birth control. She never talked to me about sex. She never told me what protection was, what birth control pill was. She never had those type of conversation with me at all. And with time, she explained it to me that it was because she did not want me to feel free that I could just have sex with anybody or just be having sex. Because if I'm protected that, okay, I can have a baby, her mindset was like, okay, she can just have sex with anybody and I would not know, you know. So my mom, like every day I would go to work, she tells me the same thing every day. As soon as you get off work, come straight home. As soon as you get off work, come straight home. So before I even get out, I would let her know like, okay, today I'm getting out around this time. My mom would be the type that if I text her and let her know that I won't get out until like 3 in the morning, my mom will take her butt to my job at 2 in the morning, make sure that I'm still working. Because my mom, she's had trust issues, you know, and she just wanted to believe that what I'm telling her was true. So I just couldn't do nothing. And I felt like the more strict she was, I did kind of like want to try more things, but I just get caught every time. This when Corey came in the picture, I remember just like it was freaking yesterday. Corey, I had went over my friend's house because I'm already 18, so I was allowed to have a little freedom, you know. So I went over my
it was a video we posted. It was a trailer. We posted like a music video. We were just dancing, and I didn't pay attention that the location was on. So when I posted the video, the location was there. So I guess that's what caught Corey's attention, and Corey started liking my pictures. So I was like, okay. So I started liking his picture back. But when he DM'd me, I realized he DM'd me like a whole year ago. I'm like, oh wow, you know. And I responded to him before, but it would be like 3 months after or 4 months after. I'm like, I'm never gonna get a boyfriend like this. So when we started liking each other's pictures, he slid my DMs, and he was like, I would rather to get to know you instead of liking my pictures. Corey always been since 2016. Corey always been such a sweet guy, you know, like he always been the type of guy that when you get in a relationship, you wanted this guy to be just like Corey. Like I used to brag about it. I used to be like, dang, like this is what any girl wants in a man. Like he just come randomly flowers on your door and bring flowers for your mom. So as the time was going, you know, my mom was like, okay, who is this new guy? You have to introduce him to me. So I'm like, well, this kid's name is da-da-da. He's still in high school. That's, I think, the only thing that my mom wasn't so good on it, that he was still in high school, and I was still in high school. Like, I was the man in a relationship. So, and when I found out that he was still in high school, I couldn't believe it, because I'm like, you 18, why you still in high school? I graduated when I was 17. Why are you still in high school? But then he had told me that he had surgery, something happened that kind of like stopped his school. So when he came back, he was kind of late on it. So when my mom met him, she had my brother to translate, because she just couldn't trust what I was saying. So she had my brother to translate for her and just ask him questions like, what you want with my daughter? Like, what do you see in her? Like, who are you? Like, where you from? What's your family? All that type of questions that a parent will ask. But my mom, for some reason, started liking Corey, like, instantly. Like, my mom just seen something that Corey was like, oh, I like him. He's very humble. He's sweet. He's very caring. He trying to wing me and doing this, doing that. So my mom, I was like, oh, he's doing the right thing and he's going the right way. So as time was going by, I got moved from this job to another job, which was the Honda plant, which was like a car plant, and you know, it's like car parts and all this stuff. But as I moved there, me and my mom got into it. So when me and my mom got into it, I decided to move out. And when I decided to move out, I went to this trailer park. I went there and I got this, you know, a room in a trailer with strangers that I didn't know. It was a lady, but she was so caring and lovely, y'all. And when I moved there, the place wasn't a place where I feel home.
Okay, so that was part 1, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. So overall, I just feel like the documentary is spot on, and it really just explains why Carmen is Carmen. I'll be doing a reaction to part 2 sometime this week. But thank you for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And don't forget to hit the link in the description for Beautiful Souls and get your buy one get one free t-shirts, hoodies, or anything you want for your significant other. This month is full of love, joy, peace, and happiness. And thank you guys for watching, and yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm talking that big talk, big boy, big talk.